I'm at Grace Church Road. I went to Waynesboro to bring this man down to this address. And now he's trying to force his way into a house. I'm afraid to move my vehicle. They're fighting in there.
It's inside the house now?
Yeah.
You have your doors locked?
It's open. I'm in a van.
You need to make yourself safe, okay? Even if you've got to drive away from there to get away from him and close that and lock that door. Do that for me now, please.
Okay, wait a minute.
And boom. Hey guys, how are you?
Hey everyone.
Yeah, I think we have, let's see here. I'm getting used to these daytime ones a little bit more.
I know.
No, I'm a night owl. I don't know about you, like everybody else in the chat. Are you guys night owls in the chat? And hey, everyone, welcome to the live.
Welcome.
Are you a night owl, Adam, for the most part?
It depends. Sometimes I am, and sometimes I'm like 10 o'clock, I'm going to go to bed.
Hey, guys. Oh, well, let's do some hellos first. Hi, See-Through. Hi, Ben. How are you? Shelly's in the house. Shelly, thank you for that $10 donation a minute ago. And Ben, of course, thank you for the 20 memberships you did the other day. He's probably going, okay, you said it enough already. Now, whenever Lynn,
and thank you, Shelly.
Yeah, very much. We'll get back to that in just a sec. Lynn, every time Lynn comes in, I can't help it. Her name is so close to my husband's mom's last name. Like, it is literally like the very start of it's the same. And every time I see it, I keep going, is that a relative? Is that one of my husband's relatives in the house? There we go. Thank you so much, Shelly, for that. Appreciate that. Thank you. Drama Llama, how are you? Which is Wendy. Until probably, I'm just so used to the Drama Llama now. Because I like to say, like, Drama Llama Ding Dong. Hi, Charlie. Charlie, be good. Charlie, are you going to be good today? Because if you're not, you know what's going to happen, right? Just kidding. Streamlabs here.
It's never fun to be good all the time.
I know. And Miss Dog Lover, you're going on your trip anytime, right quick here in a couple of days. Heading off to Greece. Yeah. There's Lynn.
Hey, Lynn.
And Steve. Hey, Steve. How's the same name as my husband? Did I tell you, Steve, that my ex-husband's name is Steve too? And then my husband now.
Watch out, Steve.
I know. It was funny though, you guys. When I moved back here, my twin sister, she was literally dating a guy named Steve. And I was like, whoa, thank God that was over now. He was a nice guy, I suppose. But anyways, I thought that was like, how's the universe right now that my twin sister literally is with a guy named Steve as well. It's just weird. I'm a night owl. Yeah, Miss Dog Lover. Miss Dog Lover, I don't even want to call you just a night owl. I want to say you have insomnia or something.
Miss Dog Lover might be a vampire.
I think so. Hi, Heather. How are you?
Hey,
There's
Heather.
Sharon Parker's in the house. Hey,
Sharon, good to see you.
Yeah, so as you guys know, I mean, I don't want to say it's just for the United Kingdom people. Although, hence, really, I mean, Nicola Bully case is really, not all, but for the most part, still a very passionate case to us and a very passionate case to all the people in the United Kingdom and across the pond over there. I kind of been calling this Nicola Bully month, to be honest with you. It's like, I know that there's a lot of other cases going on and stuff like that, but I personally am one of those people that when I get attached to something, it's like having an animal, it's just kind of like, okay, I see all these other cases and yeah, we do touch on them. And there was a heartbreaking one that you had sent me with that beautiful lady and that horrible picture that I said, that's the right person, send it to me. Just kidding. But yeah, that was a horrible, very beautiful lady that they found in the desert.
Yeah. For anyone that doesn't know, it was over the weekend. There was a 29-year-old that they found killed on a hiking trail, and there's a very blurry picture from a surveillance video of who they think is the killer, and there's a manhunt underway in the Phoenix, Arizona area. But tragic case. Like I said, beautiful girl, 29 years old. And that's the picture of the person they're looking for down there. But
so Lauren Heike, or Hike, I'm not sure how you say it, 29, was found dead along a community hiking trail in Phoenix over the weekend. Beautiful, beautiful lady. And this is unfortunately the photo that they have to work with at the moment. So, yeah.
And even the description, it's like 5'8" to 6 foot. It's very vague. So, I have a feeling we'll probably be hearing more about that case. But I just saw it this morning, and then someone had sent it to me this afternoon as well. So I sent it to Sunny.
Go ahead, Adam. Roses are red. Violets are blue. You look hot, and so do you.
So do you.
There we go. I'm a poet, and I know it. Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
Most people probably wouldn't know that. I could write songs. I can write poetry. I can paint. I'm a very multi-talented person. It's like this painting behind me. I didn't paint it, but yet I could. It's actually not rather that hard, to be honest with you.
Shelly, that was in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, in Phoenix. Sorry. Heidi Ho. Hi, Pincho. How are you?
Hey, Pincho.
Linda Rowe. How are you? Okay, let's go down here. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. There's Grammosaurus right there. Still got the name Grammosaurus. You just want us to keep poking fun at you with that name. You two put much work into. Let me tell you this. I'll tell you this, guys. The Nicola Bully that I put out yesterday, I literally started that about 4 o'clock in the morning, like the night up before. Because what happened is that my husband's alarm went off. And then sometimes when you're sitting there and all of a sudden, like 2 months later, this video gets a copyright strike because some news channel decides that they're going to, that one, whatever. So I'm like, what? So anyway, so I go to my computer and get up, and then I start working on that video. And so unless you're a creator and if you don't understand, if you're not a creator, but if you are a creator, you understand, like that particular video yesterday, that literally took me at least, I'd say about 15 hours total, to be honest with you, because you have to go back to every darn interview and find the spot, bring it in, cut it down, edit, everything like that. That took a long time, a long, long time. So like I said, that's putting the effort into making videos. Some of them can be a lot easier, but I really wanted to really look at all the information from the police, especially, but still create the timeline and see where all these now there is still more. I'm going to be working on the part 2 today, because the part 2 will actually probably have more inconsistencies, to be honest with you, or more food for thought, for sure, especially when it comes to Ron, and the whole phone thing and stuff like that. But and I'll show a little piece of the video. But other than that, if you guys haven't seen it, I considered it kind of part 1, even though I made a mistake and still forgot to take out where it said, Penny 911 call. Sometimes it's because I'm using the same intro. So sometimes I forget to go back to that one little piece and change it. But I was like, I am not re-uploading this. This thing took me about, because you have to upload it to Wondershare, then, or from Wondershare, then you have to upload it to YouTube, wait for that whole process to go SD, HD, and whatever. Anyways, all I can say is that took an extreme amount of time, and then we had some Delphi information coming in yesterday, and then we did I did a live, I should say. Oh, I did a live, didn't I? Oh, great. That was with the not Richard Allen. That one was still kind of funny on that one. Yeah, okay. You're always good. But thank you for saying that, Grandma.
Yeah, thank you.
And
I know I did a video. I did a video yesterday, and I uploaded it, and it was unlisted. And I watch it to hear the volume sounds and everything, and then I
yeah,
like noticed 2 typos, and I was like, oh, no one will notice, and it was just driving me crazy. So I had to like take it down,
yeah,
re-edit it,
yeah.
re-put it into Wondershare, then re-upload it to YouTube, and I'm like,
Sometimes it's just not worth it. Sometimes it's just like, you know what, call me out on my typo. I don't care,
yeah,
because it's just honestly the hassle it does once it's especially once YouTube, you know. I remember distinctly this one time, you guys, that I uploaded this video of 10 minutes, and then it was no, I uploaded this video. I can't remember. Yeah, it was like 10 minutes. And then I made a mistake. And then when I uploaded it the second time, it turned yellow. Well, we all know, if you're a creator, when YouTube wants to get around, so when a YouTube video is yellow, it means it's not being monetized. So you did all this work just for it to whatever. But we all know that in true crime, news is in the now and it's not later typically, you know. And so I was like so choked. I was like, forget it, delete. And if you delete it while it's yellow, then it counts in your little thing there. It is the most ridiculous setup, to be honest, with their whole AI that, scans and whatever. Anyway, crock of crap sometimes, I'll tell you that. Like it's just that it's a headache. Because if
right.
I was talking about muffins, I'd never probably have a yellow video in my life. But
Well,
when you're talking about true crime, you have to try to, that's
if
why
anyone
we are.
follows the Delphi case, we spent a lot of time talking about the Muffin Man.
Yeah. The muffin.
Keegan Klein. No.
Yeah. This case is very mysterious. Seems very hard to figure out what happened. Thanks for all you do. This is the part that bugs me about this case. In my brain, I am so still perplexed. It's like okay, we know that they found Nicola Bully. And it's such a sad thing. I was literally just reading an article a few minutes ago again with regards to the dad saying sometimes he had to leave the room because just looking at the girls, just tore him up inside and, stuff like that. What were you going to say, Adam?
Well, I was curious because I've been wondering in the last couple of weeks, if I haven't seen any interviews with Paul or any of the family or even any of the friends, and am I just not looking in the right places, or is there literally like a wall of silence?
When right now?
Yeah, as far as like how the girls are doing, how the family's doing.
No, there's nothing, nothing I've seen. Nothing.
Yeah, it's just like even like you're not even seeing any. Well, a lot of the mainstream media isn't covering it in the UK or the US, but I'm not seeing any friends talking or anything. So I was a little surprised by that. That there's not more intrigue into people trying to talk to people involved.
Yeah, I can tell by going to their Facebooks that all their friends lists are turned off.
Yeah.
Like really, it's
and they're not posting anything.
No, and mind you, it is a very close knit community. You can tell, like some of them have the gold hearts with the black backdrop for Nicola. And you can tell which ones probably are the closer friends versus, the ones that, and not say that some of them aren't, but they're all their friends lists are cut off, so it doesn't stop me from looking at all their freaking,
of course,
hearts and likes and seeing and stuff like that. And as for you, green-eyed PI, I want to say green-eyed P. What do you think of the dog leash was missing part of the crime? So I don't believe it was missing, and I believe that if it was not Grizzly True Crime or somebody else, that was not actually missing, that was actually there. And actually, I believe that it was there. The leash, I believe it was. So I believe that to be accurate. I just think that kind of like everything that we've been talking about, there's things that they're saying, and then they're talking about the leash, and then they're not talking about the leash in another interview or another press conference and stuff like that. And it's just rather bizarre to me. Like I said, just all the in the 20-minute mark, I literally show 3 inconsistencies when they were just talking about Willow. We're going to look at that in a second, though. And like I said, I have so many more, whether it's from her jacket and Sally Riley saying that it was knee length. And then, see, I think the biggest problem here, to be honest with you, is I think that the biggest problem was Rebecca Smith. I think Rebecca Smith is the one that was actually the one being most inaccurate with the information. Um, because at no point did you hear Sally Riley talking about um, any parents at school. Now, whether that's true or not, you never heard that out of her mouth. And if anyone I notice is actually more kind of like miss saying stuff, I'm thinking it's more Rebecca Smith if I had to pick and choose between the two. Because Sally Riley said a knee length jacket. Like I said, Rebecca Smith said that it was an ankle length jacket, and I've seen more inconsistencies with what she said. But Sally Riley, because she's talked more in the beginning as well, hers are kind of like I'll show you it in the video in a minute. RA's lawyers trying to block all subpoenas. Yeah, I will show you guys that. We're doing Nicola Bully first because of the United Kingdom people that are here. Versus they're gonna, it's getting later for them there. Whereas in the Eastern time zone, it's like 4:19 right now. Why can we not get what was that word? Is that a new word? Kaz?
I think
Kaz?
I think it was narrative agreed on by the police and the press.
I think that's, you know what? I was reading the word narrative out of all that, but then I was like, ooh, new word today. Okay. Why can't we get right a narrative? Well, that's the thing, right? And this is what I was thinking too. And this is what kind of pisses me off. And I'm sorry, but I'm even going to include a little bit of Nicola Bully's parents in this one, because of that last press conference with when they're basically, when they want help, they will go to the public, they will go to the news, and they will
But
want you to help them in every which way, shape, and form. Now, Sky News was doing a lot of reporting and talking to the family. And then all of a sudden, when they found Nicola Bully, and I guess apparently they'd asked for some time, so they gave ITV shit and they gave uh, Sky News, whatever.
that's right.
Now, maybe it was just the BITCH that was giving that speech that impacted it even more because she came off like she was a stuck up snob as she was giving it. Maybe it was just my bad impression, but I felt quite offended by that because it's a two-way street. So you don't lash out when you want help the next time if something else happens in your family. Don't be so quick to lash back out at the people that you asked to help you. You know, right? I just thought that was quite, I felt like it was quite harsh of comments coming from the family at the end there, considering everyone that was putting their time from the media. If it wasn't for the media, especially out there, these stories wouldn't be crap, really,
Yeah.
and but for the fact of the internet that in turn grabs hold of it and can take a story and make it huge in itself. So that was my personal feelings on that. I was listening to it again the other day, and it just slightly pissed me off because of that fact. I don't know about what you guys thought about that, but that's how I felt. Depends on the muffin. Some will make you red. Hey guys, sorry if I'm having to go down here a little bit. Let's see. They usually do family and a police conference and also a reconstruction. They did neither. Also, the interviews were held by Emma. Why was Paul not so present in the interview with her family? Um, you know, I I just myself, Kaz, I personally, Adam, and I'll ask you what you think. I personally just think that typically, like, okay, for anyone that doesn't believe Paul had anything to do with it, of course, he's grief stricken. He's got so much on his mind, and he's probably not even thinking clearly. Emma is like, you can tell she's one of those step up to the plate type of friends that literally is, basically being the speaker. There was a couple more that did a lot of speaking as well. It wasn't really just Emma. There was this one other lady that I kept seeing in article in the talking to the news as well. And I think that just goes with really there's people. It's just really the different personalities. Really, there's
Yeah.
people like me who won't sit down or sit back. I'll come out fighting and I'll sit there and I'll freaking talk to whoever if it means finding my husband or something like that, if something were to happen. And there's other people that can't deal with that type of pressure because they're underneath so much pain or whatever going on. So I don't really myself hold too much to that. Like I just try to look at what happened to Nicola. Like what's the timeline? What information do we have? And where can we make sense of what actually happened to Nicola? Whether or not, people were accusing Paul of having an affair with them and stuff like that. I could care less, honestly, about that stuff. Meaning it would only play a factor is if honestly I felt like there was something going on and then somebody's getting, their life taken because of this. But but the third party thing, like I said, I personally feel that if there was a third party involvement, that there would have been a different ruling in Nicola's case by now. Some people think that no, not yet, because they're kind of keeping it on the down low. I personally don't feel that. I personally feel that that whatever happened to Nicola was right there somewhere within the water. I just don't know that she went in where they say, considering all the stuff that just with not being able to find her either, because it just seems so wrong. How can you have all this equipment? And that's why when I made the video yesterday, I had to LOL when it said that they did a thorough search of you know, the banks and whatever. Well, hell,
Yeah.
if she was in that water that whole time, you know, which personally, I believe she was. I personally
Right.
believe she was in the water. Some people don't. Some people think she was placed back up, out there. And it's not to say that anyone's wrong here because we really don't know what the answers truly are. But here, for me, we just personally look. Here's the timeline. Here's what we have to go on. Let's try to find some truth in there. And which watching all these different conferences and stuff like that kind of help you get
Right.
a better grasp. Because
I would like to know what the coroner wanted them to go back out there for. I would like to know what inconsistency or what finding, I should say, the coroner found during their investigation that they felt required the police to go back out there for whatever reason. I mean, if it's something just to confirm a finding that they had,
Yeah.
I'd like to know. So,
Yeah.
But those autopsy findings, if we ever
Yeah.
find out the truth from them, are going to be pivotal to knowing what happened. So, water in the lung, amount of decomposition, all of that. The body tells a lot of truths. So hopefully, the coroner
I shall.
will unveil those truths.
Correct. I want to keep saying Amanda, but it's a Mazda. Mazda. It
I like that.
really, it really bothers me. It wasn't the police. It does, doesn't it? Same. Actually, it probably pisses me off, if anything. It really bothers me. It wasn't the police that found the body in the river, but a spirit guy. And the guy who filmed the body being dragged out of the river seemed to know that Nicola was found. Okay, so you're talking about Curtis Media for the gentleman that filmed. Okay, so what about that news channel that was on the other side as well? Okay,
Yeah.
now, so what Curtis had said to that Mazda, um, and I've talked to Curtis a little bit behind the scenes, not too much, but what Curtis said to that is that they saw the helicopters and all that flying over top or whatever. And because he only had his GoPro and whatever to take, he was there first, right? When they saw the helicopters. And he said that everybody else had to pack up their cameras and blah, blah, blah. So it was basically him and this other camera, this other, like whether it was the Mir or whoever it was. And I think they totally bullied Curtis around. Like maybe some people disapprove of what he did, but we all secretly know that. I mean, I personally never saw that footage myself. Like I heard about it, but I never went to go look for it, and I never did see it. But my thing is this: we all, secretly dirty know that we want to see stuff like that,
Of course.
and it's not because we have this, uh, big fetish about it. It's just that it's kind of like looking at something and going, should I look? Should I look? Y'all know you want to, or else that thing wouldn't have went viral. So, I mean, I did, I think once try to search for it just very briefly, just to see, or I think I went to Curtis's thing, and then all he showed was when he was walking by the psychic guy or whatever. So that's what he had said, was that he got there first. Have you ever have you ever heard of that happening before? Ha- with-
You know,
with-
I mean, I've not, but I'm not in the UK, so I have been told by many people in the UK that I've talked to that they've never heard of it, that it's not common. But I can't say for certain because I'm not in the UK.
do you have
I've
a
never
story?
heard of it myself. Meaning the coroner requesting the police go back out to.
Yes, I read up on that. I googled that to look, and they was with regards to the case, and they said, yeah, it's normal for them to go to a crime scene, like if it's in
But
your
back.
house, but not. It's very very rare, because that's what I figured too, that it's very rare. So when you realize that they had to go back, and so in the video that I put out yesterday, when they're whatever his name is, Inman or whatever his name is, from Sky News, when he was saying that, he was saying how the police said that, if she was in the water, perhaps that, the basically the tidal whatever was enough to push her over the weir, and that she could be over there. And I thought to myself, wow, if they said that, what'd you need to come back for? Because I mean, at the end of the day, that's where her body was ultimately found, was past the weir. And oh, I hear husband. Hi, husband.
Hi, husband.
Hi, husband. How are you?
It's not AW.
It's oh
I wanted to
no!
worry, so tough shit.
Did you hear this, people? So I sent my husband a message going, yes, I'll have a matzo burger. Yes, I'll have onion rings. Right? Thank you for asking, which he didn't, but I just said it. So he said he wanted a McFlurry. Miss Dog Lover,
Yeah.
what am I going to do with this man? He's a good husband, though. So instead, he got me McDonald's fries. Anyways, see, in McDonald's fries, you guys, they suck when they're cold. They really suck. They're the best fries when they're hot, but they suck when they're cold. Oh, yeah, thank you for clearing that up. Agreed. It was hard to watch, even the way the police fumbled with the body bag to get it up the road. Yeah, I don't think, I understand that Nicola's gone. Nicola's gone. And then that's just a very sad tragedy right there. Heartbreaking. I would just really like to know what the true answer is, for that. And, so re-listening to all these conferences and stuff like that, it just helps me to, as I'm putting the stuff together as well, then seeing maybe different things that I didn't know or missed and stuff like that. You've been up there at Transporter. Oh, I'm from the UK. Very rare. Let's see. I did a quick poll. How many are from the UK? Let's hit close. Okay, so right now we have 57 people watching from the United Kingdom. And that's like I said, where my husband's from here. USA. My husband, you guys, is from Nuneaton. Actually, it says mom's birthday today. And you know what? Okay, let me tell you a little secret. Back when I was 15 to 26, I was with this guy named Dion, and his birthday was on May 4th. So the only reason why I actually know why my husband's mom's birthday is today is for that connection reason. And so I called my husband this morning on his way to work, because his brother and my brother-in-law was with us as well. He came out from the UK like a year and a half ago, on Thanksgiving, I think it was. But anyways, so my husband's 32. My brother-in-law is 22. He's 10 years younger. And then there's Ricky, who's a couple years younger than my husband. And so I call him up this morning and I'm like, do you know it's your mom's birthday today? And he's like, is it? I'm like, well, I don't know. I haven't looked, but I believe it's your mom's birthday today, because I remember connecting the dots in my head with May 4th, thinking, oh, it's freaking the same day as my, ex way back in the day. But anyway, so then while I'm on the phone talking to him, I hit the profile on thing, and I'm looking, and I'm seeing, yep, there's happy birthday. So I was like, so just so you know, make sure that you do send your mom. Like, isn't it pathetic that I have to remember that it's your mom's birthday? So I was kind of proud of myself for that, just saying on that one. Okay. Anyway, he's from Nuneaton and from the UK. We had gone back there in 2019. Can't believe 4 years has gone by now. Yeah. And I went to this castle, Warshire. Castle? Started with a W. Anyways, far too many inconsistencies. Also, when Nicola Bully found the guy, said she was in the tree. He looked down and he could see her. Narrative then changed to saw her. Oh, you're talking about the guy that. So all I ever really heard was that I saw this post where it said that she was actually floating about a half a mile prior to where she landed, and it was high tide, so I don't know. She was caught somewhere, unless you believe that she was put in there after the fact, yeah. Welcome to all the UK family. Yeah. Thank you guys. Okay. So let's, do you think that both fishermen were both men? I did. I mean, those ones were ruled out right away. They were talked about quite a bit. The fishermen at the start, like the red vehicle. And yeah, I think that they were both men.
I think they were too.
Yeah. Hello, Elizabeth. Happy birthday to Steve's mom. Yeah, her name is Simone. I want to show you, because let me just see here. Let me just go.
Oh, I think Miss Dog Lover's taking a little piss at you there, Sonny.
What'd you say?
Yorkshire Pudding Castle.
Yorkshire.
Worcestershire. I'm kidding.
Let's see here. Okay, hold on. I gotta take these down for a second here, or maybe I'll just. Or I don't know. I'm trying to get at that photo. Okay, I'll just do her picture. Hold on. Print screen. That's not really the best one. Sorry, guys. I'm do. I wonder if she has one. Anyway. Oh, whatever. Let me just show it this way quickly. Present. Oh, I want to show you guys something as well. And a lot of you guys would have seen it already. Anyways. Oops, that's not what I meant to do, but whatever. Anyways, that's his mommy.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah, you see this? Sunny Austin. That's mine. That's my happy birthday. Yeah, she's
Would you call that a MILF?
A MILF. Right, that's a MILF. I'll show you. I'll come back to this one in a second. There she is. Okay. Anyways, yeah, she has a very beautiful mom. She's a very beautiful lady. Anyways, happy birthday, Mama Bear. That's what I call her. Anyways, have you guys all seen this before? Some of you have, some of you haven't, perhaps. You guys? Yeah. No. My husband, to me, my husband's gorgeous too. His mom's, yeah. My husband looks like his dad, though, more. He looks like his mom in the nose area. But anyways, have you guys seen this beautiful picture of Nicola before, guys? It was a mural that was done on a building that somebody did in the local area there. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah. Happy birthday. Okay. I thought it's not my birthday. Hey, Mom. Yeah. I call her Mama Bear. Me and his mama are the same age, actually. Yeah, we're the same age. I'm a cougar or whatever, panther, whatever you want to call me. He's my cub. he's a good he's a good cub though. He's definitely the best of the bunch that I've ever come across. He's a good husband, even though he didn't bring me a matzo burger. I think the dog was already tied up. Okay, I want you guys to tell me this because I don't know where people are getting this whole thing that Penny tied up the dog with a twine. Where are you guys getting that from? I want to know.
I've heard it from the beginning.
No, I've never heard of it.
You have heard it because
I've heard of it.
yeah.
But
I mean, I'm not saying it's official. I'm saying all I said the other night was that I know that I've heard it, and I heard it like it was almost like fact, but I don't know where it came from.
There's no fact that I've heard from any of.
Right.
Being someone that just listened to all those press conferences, there is nothing there with some of the information, but nothing there about twine. That Penny tied up the dog with twine.
Well, and that's why I asked about it the other night because I've never seen it anywhere official, but it was an early part of the narrative that was just kind of that everyone just kind of assumed was true, and I'm just curious where it came from.
Right. And that's why with me too, because in my videos, I'm really not overly trying to use in the video that I did yesterday. I'm not overly trying to use the news as my source for information because kind of like the police, it's all over the map. Okay. Now I'm talking about in the videos, like meaning we read these things and I'm trying to look for all the different inconsistencies. But in the video, like I did yesterday, yes, I used Sky News. I was just using that video for the timeline for the most, right? Other than that, the information I was using was really from the press conferences. But in the bottom corner, they had a clock, which they started at 8:40. And there's no way in heck. Anyways, let me go to that for a second, actually. Present video. No. I think I was just going to pull up my own. Present, share screen. Is it? Nope, don't want that. This one right here. Okay. Let me just take us off screen for a sec.
Yeah. I want to see how that coincides with the calendar I have or the timeline I have.
Yeah, like I know you guys probably can't see this as well. I mean, even I'm on like my big screen computer, and even I have a hard time looking at it a little bit. But that wasn't the point. The point was I was gonna play it from here for a moment. Okay, so let me do that. Oh, maybe that makes it bigger for people. There we go. Kind of help if I made it a little bit bigger. Okay, so listen to the 8:40 time.
So in terms of the actual timeline, Nicola Bully dropped her children off at school at about 8:40 on Friday the 27th of January. That was normal. And she then proceeded, after chatting to a couple of people in the school yard, walked up Garstang Road and onto the river path.
At 8:40, Nicola dropped her children off at school here in St. Michael's.
Sally Riley said nothing about any of the parents seeing Nicola at school. You just can't make up all these inconsistencies coming out of their mouths. And so you can't help but look at this picture and kind of scan in and see if Nicola Bully is in this picture, or perhaps that they were trying to zoom in. But if you listen to this video from Sally Riley, to what she says that the first witness was at 8:43, even though that wouldn't make sense to the first parent seeing her at 8:40. So at 8:43 along the river path, prior to the Iron Bridge, Sally Riley says that's when the first witness seen Nicola Bully.
So at 8:43 last Friday, Nicola was seen on the river path walking towards the Iron Bridge.
Okay, so let's listen to that one more time as she says before the Iron Bridge.
So at 8:43 last Friday, Nicola was seen on the river path walking towards the Iron Bridge.
Now, whoa, ride, Sally, ride. You just keep writing those different details each interview.
At 8:43, she was seen on the river path towards the gate and the bench on the lower field.
Okay, you guys do not need to be a rocket scientist to understand exactly how time warp works. So apparently from 8:40 to 8:43, the unimaginable happened. And that Nicola Bully just morphed herself right near the bench at 8:43 in a 3-minute walk. Impossible. Go back to what you first said, what you said on your second conference on February 2nd, 3rd area. Stop that there for a second and go back to, and I'm going to go back to that in a second. So in saying that, yeah, actually, now that I think about it, so I took it as that must be the river path, because how can you get from this school across the bridge and onto the, like basically the water walk there, the river path in 3 minutes. So I took it as she said prior to the Iron Bridge. Okay, that makes sense. 8:40, 8:43. That would make sense. Apparently not, because apparently at 8:43 she was up near the bench. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. So there's definitely something wrong with the timeline. Absolutely. Because it's 8:26 when she's not even in her car. She's at the back of the car at 8:26. Okay, a couple of minutes has at least gone by before she pulls out, right? She's not even in the vehicle. She's got to get settled first, say goodbye to Paul, blah 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 blah, and
Well,
then
school
head off.
started at 8:40.
Pardon?
School started at 8:40.
The actual time for it starts at 8:40.
Yeah.
Oh, so she probably got there just a couple of minutes too, to 8:40 or whatever. Talked to a couple people, according to Rebecca Smith. Now Sally Riley said nothing of the sort. So
Hey, CD. Sorry.
is that CD?
Good to see.
CD.
Good to see you're alive, CD.
Dude, you didn't even answer me back from like a week ago when I messaged you to see if you were alive. I knew you were though.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. CD, he's you being a little secret spy. You're hiding out on us. That's what he's doing. Is it me or is it Adam? Which is it? Yeah, I think he loves me more than you. I think.
Fair. That's fair.
But anyways, so right, there's so 8:40ish, right? And then like I said, and that's when I started playing the Sky News just for the time point of it. And you guys can listen to their muddle, and then I had some interjections along the way. Because you can listen to their muddle, because even what they're saying obviously isn't fully accurate either. And I don't know where 8:50 came from in the timeline either, even though they kept saying in the press conference 8:47, 8:47, not 8:50, 8:47, And so I just assumed that someone that didn't like timelines morphed it to like 8:50 instead of 8:47, which would probably be more accurate anyway. So it's one of those things that there's no way, obviously, 8:40. Thanks, transporter. Yeah. You know what? You're donating that because you like that Tasmanian devil. Yeah, that's what I feel happened.
Thank you.
Drunk. Well, I'm not drunk. Flowers.
Transporter super chat. £2.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, transporter. I feel like it still was for that transporting thing. Yeah. Let's go with that one, eh? Let's see. Hold on. At Steve Smith, I agree with you. This segment here is interesting, but I think more likely she was brought to the marsh after taking the kids to school, and Emma walked Willow, and then they was on a private land. I know that there's a lot of people, Mazda, that think along the same lines with you as well. I kind of am one of those ones. I just kind of like to look at what I'm, seeing. And bottom line is, I just want to know like anyone. How Nicola Bully, like what happened to her? Simple
Yeah.
thing. You think that we would have found out right near the start, but no, that didn't happen. You know? Oh, yeah. I understand, buddy. I'm talking to CD there for a second. Ooh, which reminds me, you guys know John from Crime Scene to Courtroom. You know, he's turned into a really good friend of ours here.
Yeah.
I just want you guys, you know, his dog is very under, like, his dog's not doing well, Harvey. So I want you guys to say prayers for Harvey. Harvey definitely has some health issues going on. And I don't want to say unless John lets people know, but he's just not doing well. So prayers for Harvey and John. Yeah, I'm like a huge kid lover, animal lover. Um, you guys know the pain if you own animals, how much it breaks the heart when you watch. You know, they're like little children. You know, yeah, it's getting me sad just thinking about it. To be honest with you, we all know how much our animals mean to us, and when you know they have to pass on and stuff like that. Yeah, most times you would rather have them around than humans. Not gonna lie. How do I gift a cocktail? How do you get drunk? Okay, I'm just gonna there's more in there. You guys who haven't seen the video can go watch it, but I'm gonna go to the 20-minute mark of this video for a second here. Oh, hold on. Maybe I should play this part first because this part made me laugh.
Has been scoured by police, not only in the water, by divers, by specialist teams, but on the banks as well, by forensic police officers. They've really investigated and thoroughly checked.
Okay, you guys forgive me because when I heard the word thoroughly checked, I can't help but reminisce of they couldn't find Nicola Bully or have anything to show for her. Let's hear that again.
Been scoured by police, not only in the water, by divers, by specialist teams, but on the banks as well, by forensic police officers. They've really investigated and thoroughly checked the banks and the water bed.
Gone down to the
surface of
sea
water as well.
and back again on several occasions with the scuba team.
Yeah, okay, because they still never found her. I'm sorry. And this is the part, a little part of the weir there. I'll play that part really quick. I've gone over the weir. Oh, is that why they went back 4 weeks ago? Because they weren't sure about that statement and the coroner sent them back over?
And she could have gone further downstream.
Okay.
But, you know, this has also been...
Just going on a very direct, brisk walk.
And an upper field, yeah?
Yeah, so there's a lower field to our left as we get through this kissing
You're going to see
gate. And
three
this
things
gate,
in a
actually,
second.
I think we have to mention because it will play an important role when we talk a bit about what happened later on. We just get through it.
Yeah, so this is what, I mean, this is basically what we call a kissing gate, isn't it? So this could have been, the dog was stuck this side, so it couldn't come if she went back.
No, the dog was loose and the dog was between the river and the bench.
Untied, running between the bench and the gate.
Running between the gate to the field and the bench where the phone was located.
Like this way. And that...
That makes me laugh every time I watch it. Literally three different things. And no, it was between the river and the bench. No, it was between the gate and the bench. No, it was between the bench, the field, and then the gate. And I'm like, come on, you guys. Okay, this is why. Like, wait till you guys wait till I'm done my next video because it's gonna have even more. I just got. Honestly, there's no way I wasn't gonna turn it into like an hour video. So I was like, yeah, I'm just about the 20-minute mark there. And that's good enough for this video because it's a lot of work, like I said. So I have to piece back the other ones because there's a lot of things that I still have to show you guys. And so this is why. This is why it is like so inconsistent. I don't care if it's from the news clippings. Okay, like here's a good one right here. Okay, so the other day, and I don't really watch Armchair Detective Guy, but I happened to catch this a piece of a live the other day, and so while he's showing his video, he stops it and he says, there's this person that made a comment in chat, and he's like, whoa, I just need to stop right here and answer this question. And basically the ladies had said something like that the children were at Nicola's house, and that's where Nicola's parents were babysitting. And then so Armchair Detective says that is not true, basically. So we had to stop his video just to answer that question, say that's not true. Okay. Comical, I'll say, if anything. Armchair Detective Guy is very dramatic. But anyways, kind of, it's kind of one of those ones that give you giggles, even if you don't believe it. They just give you the giggles. But anyways, so I'm reading this article from when the dad was speaking, and it was quite a lengthy piece, and I was trying to find it again. I got to go back and try to find it because I must have closed it off. But anyways, so it perfectly said, okay, in this one article, but whether we believe them or not, but it perfectly said that they were at Nicola Bully's house taking care of the children because she had an important meeting with her boss that night, So he said that they were at her house looking after the children. Yeah. Well, let me put it this way. I mean, I saw a title there today, and I can't remember exactly what it said. And it said something like, "Who is they?" Okay, dude, come on. You're just playing on this shit left, right, and center, because we all know that they. And I think it was about who took the dog to the park. Who is they? Who is they? All right. That's just playing with people, because we all know that it's obviously Paul and Emma. Or Emma. Why am I saying Emma? You guys, I'm having these, what do you call them? Freudian slips or whatever. It got me saying Emma. Nicola.
Freudian slip.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it was Emma. Maybe we'll do a live on that. Just kidding. But anyways, and I'm just like, come on now. Who is they? All right. But whatever, right? Each to their own, what they do on their channels. Whatever. At the end of the day, sometimes it's like, what your guys' AD is, Armchair Detective, is our JLR to us. Okay? At JLR, like I said, even though he has a huge shady past, and that he's morphing people for what they're worth, for views and clicks and stuff like that. Again, he does it in a comical way that you almost can't like. I was just saying to Adam yesterday, like, we should do a live on how many times JLR eats food, which is Jonathan Lee Investigates. How many times Jonathan eats during his lives. Like, Jonathan will literally sit there. Okay, like, you guys, I have a burger that my husband brought home. Okay. And he'll literally sit there and be like, "What do you guys? Well, So what do you guys think? I got many all over my face. But what do you guys think? Let me just, and then he'll keep talking. And
I don't like eating in public.
He's got pizza. He'll sit there and you're just like, I was just laughing the other day because I was looking at his videos, and all of them, it's like there's this big bunch of food in his mouth, and it's just like, but it's one of those things. If you can see bullshit when you come across it and you understand what you're watching, and even though what he's doing is still impactful of trying to be helpful, regardless if it's being done for clicks and views, everyone has the right to, suck people dry for views and clicks. That's what people want to watch. Then that's what people want to watch, right? Who are we to say differently? So at the end of the day, I found myself not so much anymore watching him, because it was almost like if I wanted a good giggle before bed, I just had to go over to JLR's channel, and, he does boots on the ground, like he actually travels, but I know his past, So like I said, people like that don't fool me. I know who you are. I know what you stand for. you're not honest. You're, whatever. But I mean, okay, maybe he's trying to flip over a new leaf. Highly unlikely. A con is a con typically. But whatever, right? Like, as long as I know what I'm going in for and I accept that, but usually I don't give much time to people that I deem as con men, or, people that are just doing it for ulterior motives and stuff like that. Realizing that YouTube not only is a sense of people's businesses, because like myself, right, I was working up until like last August, and then I lost my job in the economy. I was an optician at that point. And so I decided that I was going to work really hard on becoming a creator. And that at some point, eventually, that the ad revenue from videos and stuff like that will gain. So no, but I have to do it morally, properly to myself. I can't sit there and try to be deceptive. Like, I would feel wrong. I can't do it. As much as I see slime out there, I still have to follow who I am as a person. And I can't be asked to sit there and try to make up all these cheap thumbnails that try to, just really play on people. I know that that's the goal of it, and that's why you see it. But I just have to follow my own boundaries and morals, me and Adam both, So it's one of those things, each to our own. If people want to get there this way, and other people want to take the longer road, like myself, to get there. As long as I know that I'm happy with how I got there, that's what matters. Cracks me up when he says people are trying to. Same. Oh, I mean, being somebody that can paint. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It was quite comical watching him, paint. Art is art. Whether it's ugly art, doesn't matter. Still art. I just remember when I had tuned into that live, I think it was, all of a sudden he's showing this video and this freaking painting comes scrolling down in front of it. Anyways, you guys, sorry, I was letting my dog out. I don't want to say where for a reason. Oh yeah, absolutely. I drove to Delphi on the bridge on my way home from Chicago last month. Broke my heart. Oh, absolutely, Alicia. We're going to get into Delphi in just actually a few moments here, because we're already at the hour mark for Nicola Bully. I wanted to show you guys that. If you guys could, just to ask you guys, please, if you guys could hit the like button, it's like on the live, and go watch the other video. If you guys can like and share, that would be great. Honestly, again, it's one of those things that, like I said, that particular video yesterday, I put in like 15 hours, but it's really heartbreaking when somebody puts in a lot of time to something, and then, like, even though I'm not talking about this video, or the video I put out, but it is heartbreaking when you put so much work into something, and then people watch it, but yet they don't give you a like, or they don't give you a share and stuff like that. So I'm just asking, it really truly, it helps the channel. That's the bottom line of it. It brings awareness. It brings awareness to the cases. That's the most important part. But secondary, it helps the channel, of course. Algorithm, getting into that algorithm of YouTube.
And I will shamelessly also ask, if you're not subscribed to my channel as well, please subscribe to Aspen Connor, because I would really appreciate it.
Yeah, I have you in a couple of the intros. Yeah, that's what I really like about our channel, is that we don't allow trolls in here. I don't care where you're from on this planet. If you're freaking from Mars and you want to come in here and try to attack the channel, a channel that works hard and does things with honesty and integrity, we don't put up with that. I don't put up with that. Adam knows that this channel is about people having whatever opinions you want to have. I don't care if you think that the sky is black or green or purple or whatever. Just be respectful in how you're saying something, because anyone can have whatever opinion they want. I don't care about that, because who am I to say that you're wrong? But if somebody comes across here in ignorance, but that's why I control that. I got at least 1,000 people on the block list. That's how much I care about the subs, in a sense, that way, right? I don't put up with that type of trolling in the channel. This is supposed to be about respect, about caring about each other, and being able to have your opinion. And your opinion is valued and counts just as much as any others until it becomes an attack that we don't put up with here. Yeah, other than that, just like we let people drop their channels if they have a channel, that's fine as well. Did anyone think the fishermen abducted Nicola on the other side of the river, as there are so many shallows in that river? Well, I would say that I truly, for a long time, thought that Nicola Bully was abducted in the Rowan water side. I'm not sure how many other people did, but I thought that seemed to be the most logical area at the time. And then once she was found in the water, because pretty much everyone started thinking it was a third party involvement, regardless if you still do now or not. Paul, the family didn't believe that she was in the water. They had nothing to show for it. So they literally didn't believe that she was in the water. And that was all of them, because there was nothing to show for it. Like, they literally had nothing. Pushing like improves. Yeah, it improves your notifications.
I've never heard of that channel, but that's horrible. Sorry.
I've heard of which?
Some channel that calls people the C word. It's terrible.
Yeah. Again, we're just here to be lighthearted. But anyways, bottom line is, they can do them, we'll do us. And if people don't like it, then they don't like it. Then they don't have to come in the door. And if they do like it, then fine. But I know for us, we try to keep everything as honest and reliable information as we can. Everyone makes mistakes, but just be a decent person when you come in. Like I said, I work my ass off, and no one's going to sit there and try to take away, or push on motives on me for money and stuff like that, and things that always, like, someone actually put on the video. I blocked the stupid bitch, but whatever. But she literally says, she took out the time to go, why am I getting this notification? There's nothing about this video that's whatever it was, whatever word she used. So at first I commented her back and I said, I'm sorry your life is miserable. Go get a life. I do more work on my little pinky, because I went to the channel to realize that her couple videos, and she 1.1K subscribers. And I just thought, it's the ignorance of when people do that.
Right.
And then instead I just went and blocked her and removed it instead, which I typically do nowadays, because it's just really like why do people need to be so ignorant like that? It's behind a computer. People can think that they can just say and get away with what they want. I like to think of myself, whether I'm on the computer or not, that I'm living up to the morals of some good standards of being a good person. So why people just sit there and troll around to whatever and just say ignorant, mean things like that? Yeah, I don't care. Like I said, I could care less if I had a million subscribers, and somebody that had 1K subscribers or 500K or 5K subscribers or 500 subscribers said, hey, can you come help me on my channel? I see a lot of egos and arrogance in YouTube, to be honest with you. But then I also see a lot of nice people as well. I just refuse to change who I am for anybody. I like who I am as a person, and I like what I stand for. I like what this channel stands for. And yeah, online you get a little bit more abrasive sometimes because you get tired of people's crap. But at the end of the day, my focus is that we're here for a purpose and a reason. It's to help other people. It's to bring awareness to cases and do something that I enjoy doing. And Adam, and that's creating and bringing, information. It's better than working at frickin' some dollar store or frickin' packing up at Walmart, those type of jobs. Like, frick that. I'd rather do something that I love and enjoy doing, which is I'm getting the best of all worlds, really. I get to create. I get to spend time with people because I'm a people person. In my real life as well, even though I'm more of a recluse and I keep to myself a lot more nowadays, but I get the joy of the people from the internet instead of finding them outside. But so I get to create videos right? Use all that creative side and talk to people. And those are the two things that I'm best at doing in my life. I know what I'm good at, and what I'm good at is customer service. I've spent all my life in hospitality, customer service, and dealing with people, but I also learned from my mother, you don't take people's bullshit. But that was a learned thing over years. I used to be a wuss, and I used to let people walk all over me, but then life teaches you lessons along the way. And after a while, you're like, look, I don't need those type of people in my life. I don't need trolls in my life. Get the heck out of here. I wouldn't keep you in my life in real. So why would I keep you in my life if you're a negative, no nanny on here or something like that? Miss Dog Lover, yeah, she's my baby and follows me everywhere. I adore her. She's 11 now. Sunny, yeah, absolutely. Stephen Smith. Yeah, absolutely. I'll be talking to him in a little bit. We pretty much talk every day. Actually, you know what we were doing yesterday, you guys?
What?
So I was about to go to bed because I'd been working on that video, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to drop it. I'm not going to wait till it's 5 or 7 UK time. I'm just going to drop it. And it was probably about 10 o'clock in the morning UK time or whatever. Anyway, so I was about to go, and John's like, we were talking about the MS team, MS team call. So me and John both download the MS team, because doesn't it bug you about that whole thing about our phone being logged in to the MS team, and
Right.
then it logged out at 9:30. And so
Well,
me
the
and
meeting
John both,
ended at 9:30. I don't think it logged out, did it?
it logged out at 9:30. Yeah.
I thought the meeting ended at 9:30.
Well, same thing. Oh, sorry, same thing. Or I should say, no, maybe not. Right. The meeting ended at 9:30.
Yeah, and she was still logged in at 9:33.
She was still logged in.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know how, okay. So if you look at the media, you'll see where the phone says locked, and then you'll see where it's reported where it was unlocked. Right. Again,
Yeah.
something as simple as that. Now, when Ron's speaking there, he's, tapping on his phone or whatever he's saying. He's like doing this motion, and he's saying that he came across the wallpaper. And so we were just testing out, trying to test out about the wallpaper, because so we downloaded MS Team, and then he logged out or left the conversation or logged out or whatever. Or sorry, he went to his screensaver and it logged him out. But yet I have an iPhone just like John, and it didn't when I went to my screensaver, I didn't get logged out. So we were sitting there trying to figure it out, because again, right, where's anything that's accurate?
That makes perfect sense in this story.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Okay, so you know what, Mama Blue, and is that when I was watching that live, that guy legitimately had over 1,000 people watching. I mean, he has like 81K subscribers. Yeah. And he had like over 1K. And then the other day, only because it popped up in my thing, because obviously if I've watched something, it will send it to me. And he had like 1.4K watching. Nicola Bully.
Wow.
Right? I mean, you can tell that the guy just makes up stuff just to make up stuff every day. He's totally riding the case. Like, he's not that he doesn't care about the case, but, I mean, whatever, right? Whatever. It's his thing. If people watch him, they watch him. It's like me. I watch people. I don't really watch that many people, to be honest with you. Right. Either you like him or you don't. So, so like I said, sometimes it's like a good comedy. And it's it's no different than the Idaho case over here as well. How many days can Truth and Transparency keep getting different videos from everywhere on the street, that she keeps getting? Like, here, let me just send in a FOIA request for a video 4 doors down. Let me get one for the one on 5 doors down. Let me see if there's any whatever, type of thing, and just playing off of that. But whatever. It is like a Marmite. Oh, I've seen that Marmite shit. That shit's not good. No. Okay, you guys. Adam, can you give me a second? You guys, we're going to end the Nicola Bully here one. Just know that I'm putting out another video for tomorrow, but I have to do a lot of work on it tonight, so it will be hours again tonight working on the second one. It might even turn into a third part too. I don't know. We'll see how much information, because there is quite a bit still for the second one here. Anyways, if you haven't watched the first one for that, check that out. In the United Kingdom, if you're heading off to bed or whatever you're doing, thank you for joining us. We're going to move over to the Delphi case now and the Kagan Klein. And yeah, thank you guys again. And prayers, of course, to Nicola Bully's family and the lost, the children and the family members. And by the end of the day, I just call it justice for Nicola Bully. You know, and he wrote a book, nobody bought it. Yeah, well, I always, I just believe in the karma world, you know what I mean? What you put out into the universe, expect to come back. If you put out good vibes and good thoughts and good things, good things and all that are going to help you. It's called karma, because isn't he getting sued by the Sandy Hook? No, Chris Watts or something like that. Anyway, so maybe somebody needs to go buy a painting, one of his masterpieces there. Alrighty. Thank you, Diana. Okay, so let me just stop screen, present screen. We'll go back into here. Like I said, prayers for this beautiful lady. Adam, do you just want to go over this quickly? Well, give me a minute.
Yeah, let me pull it up on my phone so I can read it.
Yeah. Where am I? Oh, where's my drinks on my way? Okay, let me just make this bigger. Do that.
Okay. So yeah, so these what these were are there's 7 filings in the Richard Allen in Delphi case that came out today. They basically, one of them is a motion to reconsider and request for a due process hearing. One is a verified request to prohibit public access to a court hearing or court record. One is a motion to quash a subpoena. The other is a motion to quash subpoena. There's another one. There's a motion to quash subpoena. Another one is a motion to quash subpoena, and then one is a verified request to prohibit public access to a court record. And these were all filed by the defense in the Delphi case, so they were filed by Richard Allen's defense team. And to the best of my understanding, the 4 subpoenas are probably in direct response to there were 2 subpoenas that were issued yesterday that were requested. One of them being to Westville, the other being to CVS. And there was a verified request to prohibit public access to a court record. I'm not sure what that is, and I'm also not sure what the there were 2 verified requests to prohibit public access to a court record. The motion to reconsider and request for a due process hearing, I looked it up, and that can be something as big as the defense asking for all the charges to be dropped and thrown out, or it can be something along the lines of the defense asking for something to be a hearing to be held to go over something that, the first thing that came to my mind was if Richard Allen's defense team is going after the insanity angle, they would request a hearing to discuss that, and it basically would end up being almost like a mini trial. So that'll be interesting to see what the state's response is to, out of all of these. The only one that interested me really was the motion to reconsider and request for a due process hearing. And I did email the county clerk's office in Carroll County this morning at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I got an email back saying that all of the motions from today are sealed, and that if they become public, the county clerk's office will email me to them so I can get them to you guys. But that's the gist of what came out today. Did you get to eat a few fries, Sonny?
Yeah, you caught me when I was just washing it down with the peach iced tea there. There's nothing worse than cold French fries from McDonald's.
I know.
They were cold anyway. But yeah, so hold on. So if you guys from yesterday, Here's one of the subpoenas, Deuces Techum. That was to the Westville Correctional Facility for that one. Basically, got 30 days to respond. So I had to laugh myself because I think it's kind of a joke. Like, I can't see them being able to quash the subpoenas for Westville Correctional and the one for the CVS headquarters. I can't really see that happening. Do you, Adam?
I'm sorry, what did you say, Sonny?
Oh, I can't really see them quashing these motions, really.
But I was a little confused by. So here's where my confusion lies. So for anyone that doesn't know, there were 2 motions filed yesterday, by the state, and then at the same time, these 2 motions were released publicly yesterday. I'm not entirely certain that the motions that were requested that came out yesterday are these 2, because there were. If anyone remembers, back on April 20th, there were a handful of, I think it was 4 or 5, of the subpoena Deuce Techum. Remember when we had to look it up?
Yeah.
And we never got any, and everything was sealed at the time. And nothing about the filings yesterday had the word subpoena Ducas Techum in them. So I'm wondering if these are the same, if these are the 2 that came out yesterday, or if they just became public yesterday. Because the county clerk told me these were the ones that came out yesterday, but the ones, if you look at the court filings for yesterday, were not listed as subpoena Ducas Techum. And so it gave me a little bit of a pause. But I don't know.
So, well, just because they have the same dates, like May 3rd.
Well, yeah, but if you remember, on 4/20, I'm looking at it now. The state of Indiana filed a court subpoena for third-party records. They subpoenaed a Ducas Techum filed.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 of those, or 3. No, yeah, 3.
I mean, it might be, and they just dealt with it yesterday or something.
Yeah, and so I'm almost wondering if the 2 that they filed yesterday are separate than these, and they just happened to come out yesterday.
Yeah.
Only because in the language on the court filings, when they filed the Ducas Techum on the 20th of April, which both of these had that date on them, and it was crossed out, and it said May 3rd.
Right.
On the court filings, it said specifically Ducas Techum, whereas the 2 that were filed yesterday did not say Ducas Techum.
Right.
So I don't know.
And could be. I mean,
I'm
at
not
the
a
end
lawyer.
of the day, I don't know why they keep quashing. Like, I don't know why they.
Oh, I know.
Like, typically when we ask for something, for the most part, we've been getting stuff. But lately, every time they put something out, it's always like it's sealed, it's sealed, it's sealed, it's sealed. And so you live near London, Mama Bear?
Oh,
Very
yeah.
dodgy area. Oh, Deb knows all about that.
No, Deb's not here. We can't joke with her.
No, she's probably secretly watching somewhere. Yeah. Diamond Eyes? Ring a bell?
Hey, Diamond Eyes.
Thanks, Yara. We just call you Elizabeth, or she says Scott. As long as I get the Scott at the end.
Elizabeth.
Like, what is, what? Before we go any further, explain your name. Elizabeth Mashinska.
Elizabeth Mashinska.
Yeah. Only because it ends in Scott and starting to remind me of like an native name. Something you'd find up in the Yukon territories there. Is there swearing?
Yeah.
If I say that backwards, is there like swear words in there that you're hiding? Perhaps. Yeah. So when I look at it, I just see Elizabeth.
It's funny, when I emailed the county clerk's office when we were emailing back and forth today, in Carroll County, Indiana, for anyone that is watching in the UK, Carroll County, Indiana, it's a relatively rural area of central Indiana in the States. And she said, she said, if it becomes public, I'll try to get it to you today. But things get pretty crazy here in the afternoon. And I wanted to send back. I'm like, Trish, I know it doesn't get that crazy there in the afternoon.
Yeah, come on now. Talking about Delphi. Come on, 3,000.
I mean, come on, Trish.
Yeah, let's get real. Well, maybe anything past a couple of things is busy for them. All right.
I'm just playing.
They're like, whoa.
I appreciate those. I appreciate that woman in the county clerk's office because I'm sure she gets inundated by a ton of people. So I appreciate her always getting back to me so quickly.
Yeah, where's Brandy?
I don't know.
Mm.
I'm sure they have multiple people in the office.
Yeah, normally it was Brandy that was emailing and that. Anyways, hey you guys. What else do we have? Do we have okay, well we had that, and then we had, the code for Kagan Klein here, you guys, like we talked about yesterday. This one was the notice of exclusion of confidential information from public access. This is to do with Kagan Klein, contemporary. I said it well yesterday. I was actually amazed because it's one of those words that
Contemporaneous.
Yeah, I think I said it fine yesterday.
Did everyone agree that like they think this probably has to do with his just keeping his mental health stuff private?
Yeah, which was like the code here.
Yeah.
Reports of a physical or mental examination submitted to the court in connection, right? So yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what the code is saying. It's like these are the people that get it. And this is really the reason why. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
His is going to be coming up this month here, isn't it?
18th.
Yeah, the 18th. Yeah. I really got to put a calendar together for all these because people like Garrett Kurtz got changed from the Ray Hannish.
Yeah. And you have to check them all the time. Well, I mean, I have some alerts on mine, but I don't get the alerts all the time. You always have to be careful with that stuff,
Yeah, I know. Right, exactly.
Like I didn't get the alert this morning. Someone sent it to me about Richard Allen, so I was like, oh.
I would get the alert if I was, but I took it off my iPad because you guys, they keep downloading stuff on the iPad and adding more whatever to it, and my iPad, it's to the point that I don't know what else to get rid of because the pictures don't remove properly, and that's where my biggest thing is. But my iPad, it crashes. I open up Messenger, crash. I open up my, Gmail. Sorry, something went wrong, crash.
Right.
And I just finally was getting sick of it. So I was just like, oh, well, yeah, because, right, the reason why I actually removed it is because I have, multiple Gmails, right, for my different accounts and stuff like that. And, my main one, it's Crime and Shame, and some of the other channels that you guys don't know about that I haven't really done anything with. But anyways, so I was getting annoyed. And so normally I would get the notifications on my iPad. So because I took my Gmail off yesterday or the other day, I think it was yesterday, I don't get the notifications. So yeah, even I didn't know that there was one today until you had sent it.
Wendy, really quickly, legally, so legally they can keep mental health things private from the public. They wouldn't be able to keep it private in the courtroom, but they could make it so that at least the information that's released publicly is redacted or kept sealed, which I think is fair. I think with health laws, I don't think that we should have the right to everyone's health and mental health information.
Right. I know that all of us are just really, honestly, we're all just waiting. Hey, what'd you say?
I'd like to have them. I'd like to know all of that stuff, but I do believe that, in privacy rights. So. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And it's again, privacy is I just remember thinking, when there was no real rules to the internet and different things or these privacy things. And I remember when it all kind of started coming about and, and then Facebook had to adhere and all these different, about the privacy and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, one of my biggest pet peeves a little bit is that I should not have all this access to your guys' information. You know, this doesn't happen in all the countries, but in the United States, all you have to do is purchase, like what I use, which is Intellius, and it does a search. It will tell me your family. It will tell me if you've had a bankruptcy. It will tell me your emails. For the most part, like it's not like it's 100% accurate. That stuff never is. It will attach
And that's the problem. And that's becoming more and more of a problem, Sonny. I mean, is the accuracy of some of these things that because that goes into the whole privacy argument. Because I mean, sometimes there are names attributed to addresses and stuff that may or may not actually be true, but then they get linked to it. So then it's believed that they're attached to it. But all that's done usually with an algorithm. So I was just talking to someone today about there was been some stabbings in Davis, California, which they just arrested someone for anyone that's followed that case.
Which one?
There in Davis, California, there have been 3 stabbings in like 4 or 5 days, and they just made an arrest in it. And they just had a press conference like an hour ago, I think.
Okay. So good night to Mama Bear.
But yeah, even good night. So yeah, but even like the perpetrator, the address was kind of off on Intellius, which is interesting, because Intellius is pretty good.
I mean, a lot of them actually morph off of the same setup, to be honest with you. But I mean, I know that Intellius is about 80 to 90% accurate of the information. But what pissed me off was when recently, like when I say recently, probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago now, is that they literally morphed Richard Allen's information with a whole different Richard Allen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where the hell did you guys get that from? Like, meaning I can go to Richard Allen, look up, and I would see his basic information. But now they have this whole other Richard Allen that's 57 years old morphed with his account now. And I'm like, where did you guys decide recently in the last, out of all the time that I've been looking at it, you guys morphed his crap with somebody that's not even Richard Allen? Stuff like what idiot is in their office that determined that those 2 accounts belong together? But there's many times like one of the worst things is their Facebooks. They're really shitty at their Facebooks. They usually attach a wrong Facebook more times than not.
Oh, and email sometimes I feel like are off.
Yeah, emails and stuff like that. So you have to take it all with a grain of salt, but knowing that you can get some pretty decent information off somebody. So if you live in the United States, like I said, sucks to be you. If I know who your real name is, and I'm looking into you, then too bad. But I don't use it to, I don't really ever use something to be detrimental to anybody. It's just for my own personal use. Unless, there's a couple times where I've, maybe called out a piece of crap person type of thing off of it. Other than that, for the most part, I'm just looking. I'm just trying to find connections, just trying to look, just trying to do history and whatever. Actually, tomorrow night's is today Thursday? Yeah, today's Thursday. On tomorrow night's live, Lewis should be joining us and Brenda. And Alexa's still in out of town working on the project. I just talked to her prior to the live there. I use the Force for good. I don't use people's information to be evil with it. I mean, I can't say I'm perfect. There's a couple people on here that deserve to get blasted with the information, but that was the information because they put it out there themselves, and I was able to look up who they were, and they were pieces of crap. But that's like 1 or 2 people, probably. Other than that, it's just like I said, I just mostly use it for my own, just really to, like I said, try to find connections to Richard Allen, to Richard Allen and to the whole Delphi case. To be honest with you, just looking for answers. Sonny is trying to extort an air fryer from me. Yeah, quit talking about it and just buy me one. Apparently, they're only like $200, $300, $400. That's nothing to you, Grandma Soros, right? I know there's a running joke about the air fryer now. It's Lewis's fault. But anyways, tomorrow night, Brenda will be joining us, and Lewis. And there's a very interesting topic we'll be talking about tomorrow, and about a connection to Richard Allen, um, and back over to the Paladinos. Um, so that so I enjoy listening to like Hudis and Brenda because they're like they're like a wealth of knowledge from the beginning of the case. Where they have all those memories that someone like myself that came into it, years later, like at least 3 years later. Um, I can only wish that I had the original insight of the Delphi case, when people were talking, because I would have been screenshotting everything, and, I would have had a wealth more information myself. But Hudis and Brenda are two people that have a vast amount of knowledge when it comes to Delphi and a lot of certain people and certain things that went on, and, different stuff like that. I noticed that Randy Gravitt posted a picture of the Delphi Trail, where normally people leave a bunch of gifts, mementos for Libby and Abby at the what's that thing called,
The trailhead.
Yeah, well, there's a name for it. I can't think of the name all of a sudden.
The Mary George Nature Reserve.
Yeah. And that it has the heart bricks around it, but everything else was like cleaned up. But
yeah, I talked to Becky about. I spoke to Becky about that today.
Oh, okay. Did you message her?
I'm sorry. I messaged her today. I should have said I spoke to her. And because I didn't know about it. Someone emailed me asking me about it, and they asked me if I would reach out to her, because normally I wouldn't reach out to her over something like that, but they asked me to, and she simply said they were unaware of it, but she said it was maybe just something like they were preparing the area for spring, like cleaning up for spring is what she said.
Yeah,
but they didn't know.
I still think people can go and leave stuff there.
Yeah.
And I think that, it needed a good little cleaning, and, it's kind of one of those things, maybe start fresh, and, things get ratty and gross looking after a while, probably growing mold and mildew on them and stuff like that. But this one, I don't remember what her name was, but I just thought UBITCH. Like, she literally left a comment on when Randy Gravitt had posted that. She literally left a comment like that was almost like, well, it's time for people to move on, and they don't want to be cleaning up other people's junk.
Oh.
And I was like so offended by that. I was like, first of all, I wouldn't use the word junk. She's actually lucky. When I see someone make a post like that, I literally want to go backhand them and forehand them myself, because it's just ignorant. Like, really, let's say the same thing if that was your child sitting there, and then someone sits there and says, hey, well, they don't need to clean up other people's junk. I would never call Abby and Libby stuff that people from the bottom of their hearts left a memento to show their love and care, and some BITCH comes along and says the word junk. Like, go F yourself, lady, whoever you are. Can't think of your name right now. Seriously, that's just ignorant beyond belief. Sitting there calling people stuff junk that left, stuff for that. But that's what I'm talking about. There's these miserable people in the world that exist around us, and it sucks to be them. And honestly, you guys, whenever you see someone miserable, this is my always thing, is that I would rather be me than them every day. Every day that person has to live with their miserable life, their miserable self, and whatever other misery that's going on. That's the them problem, not an us problem. We control how we are as people, and like I said, I like myself for who I am. And when I see stuff like that, I'm just thinking, that's what I call karma, right? You want to live a miserable life like that, put comments like that down, great, enjoy your miserable life. While I'm sitting here, joking, giggling around, have a great husband, blah, 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 go be miserable. It's just the ignorance of people. Yeah. And actually, when it comes to Delphi, guys, because we're not going to be on here much longer now. You guys, let's just talk about whatever you guys want.
I say, yeah, I gotta get going soon, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me what you're doing.
What?
Yeah. What are you doing? Go ahead. Tell us all, Adam. What will you be doing?
I have to give a 19-month-old a bath.
Okay. All right. Fine. That would be his little niece, of course, that he babysits when he's not working. Cold Case was saying how watches was creepy. She was teasing, so I changed my name. Oh, right. Oh. I still don't know how that happened. Thank you, Grandma. You can be my grandma. I don't have any grandmas. I've never had any grandpas. My grandpas were all dead before I was born. Yeah. It's one of those things you don't think about, and then when you're older, you're like, wait, I didn't even have any grandpas. They both were dead. Yeah. One died in the war. And my other one died when my mom's dad died when his truck got blown up. He was I think he worked for the postal office, and I think it was like like in the truck was like, I guess probably like in wintertime back in the day when it was like butane stuff almost like, and he went and whatever it was and exploded, and my mom was 9 years old when he died. Her dad died. So my grandma had the 4 children to raise, and that's
Sharon, I did not move out of my condo. I still have a condo. I'm just here.
I know
all the
you
time.
wouldn't know it, would you, Sharon? You wouldn't know that Adam still has an apartment.
I've been here a lot. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
But you know what? Sometimes you do what you need to do for family.
Miss Dog Lover, look at Miss Dog Lover's trying to say, thanks all. I will try to catch the lives, but the time difference. Miss Dog Lover, we all know that you couldn't keep your word if your life depended on it. We know we'll see you. No. Come on now, who are you trying to kid? Nah. I don't know. Like I said, we talked about some cases yesterday. The wife. So they were planning to take off to Mexico, right? Mr. Texas guy that shot those 5 people in the house in Texas, and then he was hiding under their clothes of laundry, and then his wife, and then I think it's an acquaintance of his as well was arrested. I don't believe it was a family member, but a good friend or something like that was arrested. But the wife, they were all. So the police thought she was being helpful to them, when really she was trying to, work with her husband on how to get out to go to Mexico. Adam, that's because you're coming. Sharon, stop with the lies, for Pete's sakes, enough.
I'd rather be going to hang out with Miss Dog Lover in Greece.
Right? In Greece, yeah. I like Greece culture, or not culture. How do I say it?
I like Greek food.
Yeah, I like
olives. I like Greek food. Anything Greek.
Yeah.
Greek people are not hard to look at either.
No, I know, right? Yeah. I think my one aunt is Greek, actually. Yeah, she is. She has very high cheekbones, dark hair, olive type skin, whatever, a little bit darker skin. Pretty sure she's Greek. But I'm picturing, I'm talking about the architecture. For some reason in my head, I'm remembering. Not that I know much about the whole world. I'm not a worldly person that way. That's why I like Google. That's why I like the fact that if I want to go look at some sort of, like if I want to go to Stonehenge, right? Most people say that that's really boring to go to. And they're like, yeah, we just got to Google it. And there we go. I've been to Delphi in Greece. Hey, well, I took bet, like I said, there is when we were driving this one day, Alice and I looked, and we were down in Langley, and it was called Delphi Cafe. Get on.
You know what's funny is now when I look stuff up for Delphi, I get annoyed when stuff for Delphi Greece comes up. I'm like, that's not what I'm talking about.
I know, right? I know, same. You're just like, Delphi, Indiana.
I'm like,
You know
I
what?
mean the real one in Indiana.
I know. Yeah, the real one. That's funny. All right.
Oh, Grandma Source, you're probably right.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's get going.
Hey,
You
Callie.
guys. Oh, hey, Callie. Hey, Callie girl. Bye, Callie girl. Love you, girl. Yeah, Callie needs to come on another live with us.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, I know. She
And-
acts like she's always busy and stuff now.
And again, Shelly, thank you for the donation.
Yeah, thank you so much,
And then,
Shelly, for that.
and then there was another one.
Oh, Transporter.
Transporter, thank you. I don't think Transporter's probably still here anymore, but thank you,
Oh,
Transporter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wendy stuck it out. Thank you, Wendy.
Yeah. Drama Llama. Yeah, you guys have a good day. Miss Dog Lover, again, you have a great vacation coming up here. Yeah. And I told you on the 4th. Oh, that's true. That's true, Shelly. Yeah, you're right that she said that actually. Yeah, I wouldn't have remembered that until you just said that there, but now that you said that, I remember you said that. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah. I guess in honor of Star Wars Day, may the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. Yeah, true that. Okay, guys. So don't forget, tomorrow night's live will be at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'll be working on my part 2 of the Nicola Bully one. I'll release that one in the morning at some point or whenever.
Are we going to have margaritas? Because it's Cinco de Mayo, Sunny, tomorrow.
Do you say margaritas?
I mean, it's Cinco de Mayo tomorrow.
Sure. Are you going to make me it?
Yeah, I'll drink it for you, too.
Yeah. Ooh, you know what? I don't have enough margaritas. I don't. I've had a few in my life, but I haven't had very many. They're actually quite good. They're like a Slurpee to me. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, you guys, take care. Oh, let me just play my little intro, I suppose, that I had. Okay, bye. Bye, guys. Take care.
Good night, everyone.
Tomorrow night.
Good night.
This is Sunny Justice and Aspen Connor from It's a Crime and Shame, wishing you all a good night.